Nikki here. I'm here today to do the Ancient History book tag. The prompts are by Books Michelle. I'll include a link to her channel and the video below. I'm doing this in tangent with my Cajun Skies Jojo Rabbit reviews because rather than just doing like a World War II book tag, which even though I think would be amazing, I'd rather just go with like a general history book tag. And this is the one that caught my fancy. Their first prompt is Stone Age. Name one of the first books you remember reading. For me, I don't even know what this book was called. It's technically one of those learning to read books where I remember learning to read and sound out the ing ending. And I remember it because it was making me really frustrated because for some reason I didn't understand it. But technically, my first read that I remember is reading the first Jack and Annie book, Dinosaurs Before Dawn, with my parents on the couch. It was one of the first chapter books I'd ever tried, and it's one of my fondest memories, reading that series and another one on the couch with my parents and my sister. The second prompt is Ancient Greece. Name your favorite myth-inspired book or retelling. For me, I went with Circe by Madeline Miller. It is Greek mythology, but I really appreciated the story of the witch on the island and kind of like delving more into her backstory, getting so much of her perspective and kind of dismissing the perspective of the men who won these wars and were the ones dictating what was being recorded. It's a beautiful story and has a lovely cover, as you'll see there, because I never prepare books for these things because I never think of it till I'm already filming. 3. The Roman Empire. Name a book featuring an impressive empire or kingdom. For this one, I'm actually going to go with Three Dark Crowns by Kendara Blake. This series was on my most surprising reads of last year. The entire series caught me off guard at how much I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed how in-depth the history was and how the kingdom was set up. It was a very interesting concept. It's about 3 sisters who are coming of age and they're battling for the throne to rule their kingdom. They each have their own unique powers, and it just kind of goes from there. It was really interesting, and the empire and the kingdom involved was just really unique. Prompt 4, the Middle Ages. Name a book that's an absolute bummer. I picked a book I read. It was an audiobook I listened to last year, I think. I can't remember. And it is A Love in the Time of Cholera by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. And let me tell you, it was depressing and misogynistic and made me angry on all kinds of autonomy-related levels. So I'll leave that prompt behind and go to 5, Renaissance. Name a book you learned a lot from. This is actually going to be a very recent read. I finished it just a couple of days ago, and that is Hacking Darwin by Jamie Metzl. Although I did have kind of a general understanding of genetics and kind of like genomics and molecular biology, I found this book really interesting, and it did a really good introductory level explanation of the possibilities. It was just something I hadn't really contemplated, despite understanding a lot of that gene editing existed. Then I'll move on to 6. This is the Industrial Revolution. Name a book or series that had an invention in it that you would like in real life. And for this, I'm going to go with Philip Pullman, his Dark Materials series, because I want an alethiometer. They sound so cool. And assuming I could use it, I would want it. It was just a really interesting tool. With that, I'll move on to the 7th prompt, World War I and World War II. Name your favorite historical fiction book about one of the world wars. For this, it was a very easy choice. It was The Book of Lost Names by Kristen Harmel. I've mentioned it in like every other video for the last month because I finished it, I loved it, I'm obsessed with it, and I'm going to tell you about it again here. Just very briefly, this woman, she becomes a forger during World War II. She makes all these papers so people can escape to Switzerland out from under Nazi occupation. And she creates this Book of Lost Names to help children rediscover their roots once the war is over. And it was just, this entire story was just amazing. And that'll take me to prompt 8. name a book in the present day that you think everybody should read. Although I know the reviews on this are a lot more mixed now than they were when it first came out. The book Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman is probably my recommendation here. And it's my recommendation because there is so much growth occurring in the book. Once you get past the cringe of some of Eleanor's actions, you cheer her on the rest of the book. And you can only hope for continued growth and healing for her. And that was the last prompt. That got us all the way through our known history. Again, this prompt was by Books Michelle. I'll include a link below. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have any books that you felt like would be a better fit, like, comment down below. I'll get back to you, and the only one I'm probably going to fight you on is the Book of Lost Names. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.